carrying on with that fact, I now have a fear of death and dying. Going on road trips, stuff like that stresses me out. Being in a car for long periods of time stresses me out. And I live in constant fear of death. Getting the news that somebody I love died, it's just like an overwhelming fear that I can't control. It's stressful to me. Okay. I own over 250 nail polishes. 250. And I don't wear any of them anymore. They're all in boxes put away, and I keep forgetting to use them. I hate reading. Not something I'm proud of, but I've just never enjoyed it. I've tried to enjoy it, and I've read books here and there. I have a ton of books over here on the floor, and I've got through ones that are really good that I really enjoy reading, and if I really enjoy it, then I can get through it, but I get bored really easily, and then I just put down the book and never go back. And it takes a lot for me to actually pick up a book to read. Music soothes my soul. And I know it does for a lot of people, but I came from a musical family. My dad is still a musician. He plays the bass, he can play the keyboard, he sings, he does so many things, and I do not have that musical talent whatsoever. But I wish that I did. I wish I could sing. I love to sing. It actually makes me pretty sad that I can't sing, and nobody wants to hear me sing. I sound like a dying animal. But I love all genres of music. There's so many different types of good music out there. And music makes me happy and sad and so many emotions. Like, I love the feelings that music gives you. When I was 14, I was driving a friend's car while we were at the lake, and it flipped. I was driving too fast, and I didn't know how to drive, and I couldn't control the vehicle, and we flipped into a ditch, and we rolled 3 times, and it was a really small 2-door, 2-seater car, and it had a T-top roof, which is like a glass roof if you don't know, and it all shattered in, and we're so lucky to be alive. I'm thankful every day to be alive still. And I know that I have a purpose here, which is why God kept me here. But that was one of the scariest times of my life. And I'm just so blessed that, we got to live to tell the tale. Don't be stupid. Don't drive if you're not licensed, if you don't have practice, if you don't know how to control a car, because that was one of the scariest things I've ever done. We walked away pretty much without a scratch. This next fact I kind of already touched base on, but it goes back to the fighting one. I've met a lot of my friends through exes of mine, and when we first met, we wanted to fight each other over the situation, which was so stupid because we were, in high school and younger, but we ended up becoming really good friends, and some of us are still friends to this day. I have never owned an iPhone, ever. I own a Mac desktop. I own a MacBook Pro. I own an iPad. I've owned an iPod Touch. I've owned an iPod Nano. I've owned so many Apple products, but I've never owned an iPhone because I'm terrified to switch from Samsung. I don't know why. Even though I have all of these Apple products, I'm so afraid to switch. I'm an only child, which I love. Well, kind of I wish I had a sibling now that I was close to, but I definitely loved it growing up. Yes, I'm spoiled. I have 8 to 9 tattoos, depending on how you look at it, and I regret every single one of them. Not because they're bad work, they're actually really good work, minus one of them, but I just wish that I had a clean body, no tattoos or anything like that. I have IBS, which stands for irritable bowel syndrome, and it's miserable. I don't wish this on my worst enemy. I have a stomach ache every day, all the time. Everything makes my tummy hurt, and it's not fun. I come from an extremely close family. We are always in each other's business. We're always getting together, and everything revolves around food. I have an Italian family, and we eat. It's what we do, and I love it, and I always want to carry that on. Having a large family and food and get-togethers, and I love that. I'm very family oriented. I am horrible at sleeping in my makeup. So many of you have asked for a skincare routine, like a nighttime skincare routine, and the truth is, I don't have a set skincare routine because I sleep in my makeup 90% of the time, which I do not recommend or encourage. It's a horrible habit, and I have yet to break it, but I'm working on it. I am working on it. I have a very dirty mind. When people say things, my mind always goes to dirty places. It doesn't matter what it is. The dumbest things like trigger like a childish, dirty thought in my head. And kind of going on with that is pretty much anything people say or when they're talking, it triggers like a movie reference or a song in my head. And so people will be talking to me like talk, and in my head it's like, this word just made me think of this movie line, and then this word just made me think of this song, and I'll like say it and sing it all while people are trying to talk to me, and I'm sure it can be really frustrating, but I can't help it. My mind is pretty much like movie lines and songs. That's it. I quote them constantly. I am a Scorpio. I love being a Scorpio, and I feel like I am like true to being a Scorpio. I can cook, I just don't enjoy it. It's not my favorite thing to do. I would much rather go out and have somebody else cook for me, but I'm always excited when I put a good meal together. I've only broken 2 bones in my life. One was a finger and one was a toe. Knock on wood. I have a very strong personality, which I'm sure you guys see, and people don't always know my sense of humor or when I'm joking, and people can take things to heart really easily from things that I say when it's not meant to be a hurtful comment or something. I might just be joking or have like the way I'm saying it, but people tend to be offended by my personality sometimes and the way I come off. We eat out almost every night because I don't like to cook. My first job was a busser at a restaurant when I was 13, I think, and they paid me under the table, and I worked there for a few months, I think, and it was really hard. I mean, you know, to a 13-year-old. I worked at Sonic when I was in high school for 6 hours. I did my shift my first day, and I never went back. I hated it. I never even went back to get my like 6-hour paycheck. I just let them keep it because I didn't want anything to do with that place after I left. I'm super OCD. I have to touch things evenly, wash my hands a lot. I don't know. I'm just super OCD. And I'm not as OCD as like some people are. I'm not over the top, but there's just certain things that I am really particular and OCD about. Numbers, stuff like that, things being even or odd. When I was, oh gosh, how old was I? Like 10 years old, I think. I was cutting an apple with my friend in the middle of the night. My mom was already in bed, and I was using a paring knife, and I cut right through my finger. I don't know if you guys can see that line or not. Probably not, but there's still a scar there. And I had to have 8 stitches. Only stitches I've ever had in my life. Again, knock on wood, but yeah, that sucked. I have owned 4 cars in my life. My very first car was a 2002 Ford Focus, and I totaled it after 3 or 4 months of having it. Right outside of my high school, I rear-ended somebody. My second car was a 2002 Hyundai Elantra, and I sold that car to my cousin 3 years ago. And I took such good care of that car. It was such a good car, and then he got it and destroyed it and got rid of it recently. But yeah, so I had that car from my senior year of high school until 3 years ago. So I drove that car forever. It was such a good car. And then I finally got a Mini Cooper, which was a 2009 Mini Cooper. And it was orange and navy blue, and it had like orange and navy blue seats, and like It was a convertible with a navy top. It was so cute. I absolutely love that car. If I can find a picture of it, I will insert it. But I absolutely love that car. I actually miss it quite a bit. And then now I have my current car, which is a 2013 Ford Escape. And I love my car now too, but I don't want to keep it forever. I definitely want a different car. There's a few different cars that I have in mind, but I don't know when I will get to do that. So it's here to stay for now. It's a good car. It's like a smooth ride. I like it. It's a good car, but it's just not my preference. Like the style of the car isn't my preference anymore. I want to have 2 children someday. And then number 50. I love small dogs. I know that's like meh. I know it's not very exciting for number 50, but we have big dogs, and then I have a small dog that I share with my mom, and he's my baby. And if you guys follow our vlogs, I'm sure you've seen him on there before. Anyways, I really want another small dog that I can keep here with me at my house. Once our big dogs are gone, I don't really want big dogs anymore because they're just a pain in my butt. They're so much work, and I just feel like having small dogs are easier. So someday, hopefully in the next couple years, I will get my small dog. So yeah, that was my 50 facts about me, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Share this video with anyone you think would be interested, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button. It'll just notify you when I post new videos. I hope you guys are having a wonderful weekend, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye! I was obsessed with the Spice Girls, and I wanted to be Scary Spice.
Whoa, got some inappropriateness going on.